Today we will look at the grammar topic, hypothetical, conditional, present and future. Remember, before hypothetical, conditional, present and future, we learned the real conditionals, type 0 and 1. Okay, let's have a look at the overview, and we'll start our topic today by discovering it via a reading text. And then we will deal with form and function, do some further practice, and at the end we have some suggestion for further studies. Okay, this text is actually taken from the World Health Organization, and we adapted it. And we asked this question: what would I do if I were in Italy right now? Thank God I'm in Turkey, in Eskişehir right now. But this advice is written to someone who would be in Italy right now. Now read the text, try to understand it. Is there any advice that is different from Turkey? And is this text written for the present, for now, or is it written to the past? Pause the video and read it. Okay, so I've underlined the if clauses for you. Look at the underlined sentences and find the modals and verbs, and look at what tense is used. Pause the video. All right, so I underlined it for you. Let's have a look. If I were too close to someone else, I could breathe in the droplets. Okay, so in the if clause part, you can see that if I were, if I am, okay, is not used. So we use the simple past. And after the comma, I could breathe, okay, is used. So instead of can, could is used. And again, in another sentence, I would stay at home if we began to feel unwell. Remember, okay, here we use first would and then began, all right, after if, and it's the simple past. Okay, and in the third sentence, if we visited medical facilities, visited is the second form of visit, all right, and after the comma, it would increase the possibility to catch COVID-19. Okay, again, would is used in the result clause. Okay, and the last sentence, if I developed higher fever, so developed is the simple past. I'd seek medical advice. I'd is used for I would as a contraction. So, all right, the tenses and the modals, as you can see, are generally would and the simple past in the result clause. Let's go on and discover the rules. Okay, here in the rules box, we have to complete the rules with the given words above: will, would, could, hypothetical, real, present and past. But there are more than necessary. Just use the ones we need. Pause the video and fill in the blanks. Okay, as you can see, let's read the rules together. In the if clause, we use the simple past. In the result clause, we use would or contraction d. We use the hypothetical condition to describe a hypothetical situation. So don't forget, normally in the if clauses 0 and 1, we use it for real situations, but this time we use it for imaginary, unreal situations. Okay? If we are not sure about the result, we can also use could as a possibility. Now, let's look at the rule box altogether. Okay, the formula is like this: if plus past simple, comma, plus would clause as a result clause. Let's have a look at the few examples. If I had a chance, comma, I would visit my grandma. So, which means I cannot see my grandma at the moment because she's isolated, all right? Or if we were outside now, I cannot go out, we would stroll around the city. Okay, or if I were in your shoes, which means if I were in your position, I could afford a new laptop, but actually I don't have enough money. So it's about an imaginary, unreal situation. In the same way, you can also formulate questions like, if you had a chance, comma, where would you live? Okay, don't forget to put the question word after the comma. All right, now let's do this exercise. Okay, pause the video and choose the correct alternative. Okay, did you do right? Pause the video. Okay, now let's look into the rule a bit more detailed. Okay, so first, we use the hypothetical conditional for unreal or imaginary situations. Okay. The sentence structure is like if, the simple past, comma, and would as a result clause, but it's not used for the past, it is used for the present, for right now, and even future situations, like the example in Italy. Okay, in spoken English, you can use a contraction. I would can be used like this, I'd. Okay, I'd be in Eskişehir if there was no pandemic. However, in questions, you cannot use a contraction. You have to say, okay, if there wasn't a pandemic, would you be in Eskişehir? Or would you be in Eskişehir if there wasn't a pandemic? Don't forget, in the result clause starting, you don't use a comma in the middle. Okay, you just use a comma if the sentence starts with a if clause. Okay, now, when giving advice, people generally say, if I were you. If I was you is actually grammarly correct, but in spoken English or while giving advice, actually, people say, if I were you. All right. And remember, would can be replaced by could or should, or would can also be replaced by would be able to, would need to, or would have to. Now, let's do this example. Read the first sentence and complete the hypothetical conditional sentence. Like in the example, you don't have a car and you have to go by bus. What would you say? If I had a car, comma, I wouldn't have to go by bus. Now write this sentence. Pause the video. Did you do right? Check the sentences. Pause the video. Okay. Now here are some very interesting questions I asked my own students, Şevket, İrem, Furkan and Cem. Let's start with Şevket. Şevket, if you could ask God one question, what would it be?
If I could ask a question to God, I would ask why did you create us, because everyone wants to know the answer of this question in the world.
Okay, pause the video and give your own answer. Let's continue with İrem. If you could be another person for a day, who would you be?
If I could be another person for a day, I would be Coco Chanel because everyone knows her because of her success.
Okay, let's pause the video. What is your answer? Okay, now Furkan, if you could travel back in time, where would you go?
If I have a time travel machine, I would go to the proclamation of the Republic of Turkey because this is a very important revolution.
Okay, very interesting. And Cem, if you had only 24 hours to live, what would you do?
If I had only 24 hours to live, I would rob a bank and distribute the money I stole to those in need of money.
Okay, that's Robin Hood. Now pause the video and answer for yourself. Okay, so this is our last activity. Now, as you know, there are a lot of problems these days and people get bored at home because of the quarantine, or they want to protect themselves from COVID-19 but don't know what to do. Some people are unemployed, they need money. So what would you advise them? Also, the elderly cannot go out, but they need people or organizations to bring them food or something else. What is your general advice? can you write sentences for each of these situations? Okay, so for further study, you can practice the below links. Okay, you can go to your supplementary pack or your English Lab Speak Out, or click the link and do some further practice. Thank you. That's it.